What's going on YouTube? Today I'm bringing you guys my top 10 wishes for FIFA 16 that I think could make this game absolutely epic. Now I have some additions for career mode and ultimate team, so make sure you guys stick out until the very end of this video because there's some great ones at the end too. So let's just jump into it. Now first up we have cutscenes for the My Player. Now this would be absolutely insane. For anyone who hasn't bought any of the NBA 2K series games, you're honestly just missing out. I've bought every single version of NBA 2K since 2010, and what keeps drawing me back is their My Player series. The cutscenes are absolutely ridiculous and makes you feel like you are the player, and that's what you want to see in these My Player series. After every game they interview you. And you choose your answer, and based on your answer, people will either like you or dislike you. It's just really cool. If you haven't seen any of those clips, watch some of them on YouTube. It's absolutely ridiculous. You have to choose whether you want to go out with your teammates and party late at night and get closer with them, or do you want to stay at home because you don't want to be hungover and tired the next day, and that actually will affect your performance the next day. You know, you can choose your sponsorship. Do you want to be with Jordan? Do you want to be with Nike? It's really cool, and it's just imagine that with FIFA 16. The second addition that I have is an online career mode. Now, everybody and their mamas wants an online career mode, but I think I have something that would make it really, really cool. So if you're a QPR and you're in the first game of your season and you're playing up against Newcastle, you play up against somebody who's doing a Newcastle career mode, and they're in the same stage of that career mode as you are. Now, obviously, they would have to do some skill-based matchmaking or something like that, so that you're coming up against people who are relatively similar to your playing skill or your playing ability or whatever. But I think that this would be amazing, and this could honestly be my favorite addition to the game out of all 10 of these wishes if they were to implement all 10 of these. Because, I mean, every time I do career mode, I'm excited to do it with this new team, but then I just get bored of playing up against the same predictability of the CPU, and playing up against real people would get rid of that boringness. Number 3, you should be able to choose what type of player you get in your packs. Now let me explain. Someone showed me this idea where you can open a BPL pack, for example, and either your best player in the pack is guaranteed to be a BPL player, or the whole pack is full of BPL players. Either way works for me. It would be awesome, because when you're first starting out, you don't want to be like building a hybrid with zero chemistry. I know EA are thinking about doing this. Whether they have actually done this, I don't know, but this would be a great addition to the game, and I really hope they do it. Obviously, there would be one not just for the BPL, for every main league, maybe even some of like the smaller leagues. I don't really know. And while this is a simple addition, it would be a game changer. Number 4, staying on the topic of packs, they really need to adjust pack prices. At the beginning of FIFA, in my second pack, I pulled an 88 rated Radamel Falcao. If you pack that today, that's probably shit. But at the time, he went for 100k. So on that pack, I made over 90k in profit. Nowadays, he doesn't go for 2k. So if you pull an 88 rated player in that same pack, the same 7.5k pack, you're losing coins. What the actual fuck? You should not be able to pull an 88 rated player and lose coins. That just doesn't make sense. Like, no. Now part of that is because he's absolutely shit in FIFA. But the problem doesn't end with Radamel Falcao. Let's say you open a 25k pack and you get a 90 rated Neuer. You make 5k in profit. 5k by pulling a 90 rated player. And we all know how hard it is to get a 90 rated player. So why would you even open a pack if that's how hard it is to make a profit? Like, it's at the point where it does not make sense to open packs in FIFA. It's ridiculous. At the very least, add more types of packs, like having 15k packs being there 100% of the time. I think that would be really cool. So basically, you cannot lower the value of players and then not lower the cost to get those players, especially when it's the exact same odds to get those players, if that makes any sense. Hearing myself say that, it sounded a little bit confusing, but hopefully you followed that. Before we move on to number 5, EA recently did announce that they're going to have a happy hour where they'll give you an increased odds to get Team of the Week players in that hour, which is a great idea. I really like that idea, but I would really like them to also include pack sales, where packs are 50% off for a limited time. For like an hour, you can get a 15k pack for 7.5k. Something like that would be really cool. Let's move on to number 5. So number 5 is tournaments should be able to be won more than once. Now this is such a simple, small addition, but the fact that I can't win a tournament more than once and get the same prize honestly pisses me off so much. You guys don't even understand. I think that you should be able to win a tournament like once a week or so and get the grand prize, and after that, for the rest of the week, you get a small prize. So if the mega prize is you get a 15K pack and 7K coins, you can win that once a week. After that, for that next week, you get 2K coins every time you win it. Then everything resets the next week, and then you can win the mega prize again. It's a small addition, but I just feel like it's silly that I won a tournament months ago and I can never get the good prize again, even though I can still rejoin the same tournament. It's ludicrous. Okay, number 6, this is a game changer. This would be absolutely amazing. It's an owner mode. So in Madden, you can do a career mode as the owner. Now I'm going to put some pictures on the screen right now to show you how cool this is. Now what this entails is you get to choose where your club is located, the name of your club, the jerseys. Think about this as an example. The higher you price your tickets as the owner, the more money you have. And the more money you have, the more money you have to spend on players. But if you price those tickets too high, people won't want to go to your games because they're way too expensive. So it's all about finding that sweet spot. It would give, just having a owner mode would give you so much more control over the day-to-day business aspect of doing a career mode and of running a team. And you know, just like starting from the bottom and then now we're here. Not to be cheesy or anything, but it would make it like a Road to Glory series where if you start with a club in like the lower levels of English football and worked your way all the way up to the Premier League, it would be really cool. And I mean, I don't know if they're really going to do that, but I've seen it in other game modes like Madden, like I said, and it works quite well. So I definitely think it would be cool in FIFA. Number 7, tell your player what to focus on. Now, AA9 talked about this in his wish list, and I really agree with him. You should be able to tell your players what you want them to work on as a manager. Say you're managing my favorite player, Jordan Ibe, a young prospect with a lot of potential, but he has a lot of work to do before he makes it big. So you tell him that you want him to work on his finishing or his skill moves, for example. He then goes away for a month, and not goes away, like he's still in your team, he still plays games, everything, but for the next month you can't tell him anything else, but he works on those things. And then the next month you have the option to tell him something new. You can tell him the same thing, and over time, if you keep telling him to work on the same things, he'll get better in those areas, the areas that you want him to pinpoint. He can still get better in other areas too, but those ones he'll get better in as well. I mean, that's pretty basic. That would be sick though. Alright, number 8, better rewards at Ultimate Team. I feel like FIFA doesn't reward you enough for when you do well, you know, especially when you're just starting off the game. So when you get promoted in a division, in my opinion, you should be rewarded with some fitness cards, some contracts, maybe a couple of packs, and the coins that they already give you. Now for the people that don't buy coins, they can't buy packs or players sometimes because they have to buy contracts and fitness cards. And I think that you should be rewarded for getting promoted. Maybe you get 1 pack for remaining in the division, 2 for getting promoted, and 3 for winning the title. Even if it was in division 10 through 7, to help you get started, it would be a massive help, just giving you those contracts, giving you those fitness, so it's one less thing that you have to worry about. Number 9, better servers and the option to back out of a game if it's lagging. Now the better servers part of it is something that I think that we all want. It's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. But the mutual quit is another thing that I'm going to borrow from Madden. In Madden, if you're playing a game, you can pause the game and offer to mutually quit. The other person is then offered to mutually quit, and if they say yes, it's as if the game never happened. Doesn't show up on your record, doesn't count as a loss, doesn't count as a game played or anything. And this would be so helpful if the games are really laggy and you both just want to quit. Now, if the other person says no, you can rage quit, which means you lose and he wins, or you can just carry on with the game and it's just like a regular game. Number 10, last but not least, retro packs. EA should incorporate players from past FIFAs into a game mode or into an Ultimate Team where you can get a Tottenham Gareth Bale or a Liverpool Suarez, or, you know, just cool stuff like that. I think it would be really cool. It would be a refreshing addition to FIFA. Now, I'm not really sure how this would work, so if you have an idea for it, make sure to leave a comment down below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you liked my ideas or disliked any of them, be sure to let me know down below in the comments. And as always, remember to keep it cheeky. Peace.